Welcome back, this time to the sixth card, which says, I enrich myself with death. This has nothing to do with ego death, as you so often hear and is so very often and obnoxiously often propagated in New Age circles and the like. Ego, is just a Latin word for I, as in I am, ego sum. That's all it means. It's a reference to self. Now, in the picture, in the AT drawing, you see a man hanging up by his right leg. And in the LCF drawing, you see that same man hanging by his left leg. And in his pocket is a key. And outside of the window next to him, in the tower, is a flaming sword. Now, that flaming sword is a reference, a biblical reference, to the Garden of Eden. And the saying goes somewhat, the scripture goes somewhat as, and in the east he placed a flaming sword that turned in all directions to guard the Garden of Eden. So it's in Genesis. That is, or most likely is, a reference within a reference to the east, where the sun rises, the morning star, Lucifer. So again, this is a reference to Luciferianism. Sorry about that. The fact that a man hangs by his left leg in the LCF drawing and in the AT drawing hangs by his right leg is also important, because in earlier videos, the right and the left have a significance, an occult significance. That the right side is the material side and the left side is the spiritual side. And this key was shown in a different card, that the key to the door is held in the left hand or the right hand. Now that key is in his pocket because he went through that door already, which is in that earlier card, a drawing that has references to death, the kingdom of heaven, or the afterlife, the beyond, whatever you may call it. And in this one, he already went through that, because this man hanging there has experienced death. Not the death of himself, because he's very much alive. He looks alive in that drawing, with how he's hanging there. But he has experienced death, the shamanic death, because that is what shamanism is. It's to peel away the layers of the self until only your pure essence remains. That the ego remains, the pure self, the I, the self with the capital S. So yeah, ego death. I don't want to go on a tangent with that. But I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know full well what I mean. So that flaming sword, that is also the sword of the Archangel Michael, which is the archangel that fights off the demons. So this man that's hanging there, if you will, is under some sort of spiritual protection as he is hanging there. And he's hanging upside down, just like Odin, when he was hanging 9 days and 9 nights from the Yggdrasil. 9, the 9th gate. I'm pretty sure this is also a reference to that. Pretty sure, well, I can't completely be sure. In the end, this is just, I am asserting this, but do I have any proof of it? Direct proof? No, but it's all there at the end. So Odin, who hung upside down from the Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights, and then got the secrets, well, of the runes from the Well of Weird, which is what this man is doing. It is also very obviously a reference to the Hanged Man in tarot. And this man, as he is hanging there upside down in the drawing, his hair is not hanging. His hair is on his head as if he was standing up. This signifies tranquility and calmness. This man has not succumbed to chaos, internal chaos of the mind, because hair has a spiritual significance as well, also biblical and unbiblical, but it has. There's a lot of tangents I could go on in this video, but what this man is doing is seeing the world from a wholly different perspective. And he has sacrificed something, himself. He has sacrificed his way of formerly being in the world. Just the way that Odin, as he was hanging there upside down, became his own greatest sacrifice. And in return, he gained remarkable insights into the world, into himself and mankind. It's all quite beautiful if I think of it. I do feel a certain emotion when I think of it all. Maybe it shows, maybe it doesn't. It's hard to say for me what shows on my face and what doesn't. But yeah, that is what it means in a more practical sense. If you as a person, let's say, have experienced a great trauma in your life and you have been a victim, you have been victimized, there is always the risk that that survival mode, that identity of being a victim becomes a part of you. And that is what is meant by I enrich myself with death, because this identity is something that will ultimately hold you back. It won't help you. It will debilitate you and forever put you in that mindset of I am a victim. This is not empowering. This is the exact opposite of empowering. So that part of you is something that you must let die. You must kill it, because it is a choice at the end of the day, whether if you have been a victim of, and you have been traumatized, that is a terrible thing that has happened to you. But you must choose whether you want to stay in that mindset or you want to go beyond and let that part of you die. And you must be the one to kill it. Nobody else can do it for you. It's the same principle of leading a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. It's the same thing. That's also the problem with all this wokeness. These people want to be victims so badly. And it is holding them back. You can see that in whatever they do, really. It's not without the coincidence that the saying, get woke, go broke, proves itself to be true so often, more often than not. It's because this is a debilitating mindset that helps nobody. It's not meant to help anybody. So be very careful of people that want to keep you in that victim mindset, that want to constantly remind you that you have certain mental problems. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you've dealt with them. You have had trauma in your life. Be careful of those people, because that's all they really want to. These people are the demons for which the flaming sword is there. Don't be trapped in your own mind trappings. be your own flaming sword and kill those parts of you that are only there to stop you becoming something better. And that is really all. Thank you for listening.